Hello there, it's me again. Now if I say a bit subdued today, it's because I've just had a tooth yanked about an hour and a half ago. I got a nasty abscess on it. It started going really mental and stuff. So I had to be on some antibiotics and then get it yanked today. Which means I've got a massive gaping bloody hole in my mouth. I can still taste blood everywhere. I've just got my first cup of coffee, which I'm going to risk drinking in a second. So it's a bit weird because the move's over and done with now, so really you'd think everything would be back to normal. It hasn't, not even close to it. First of all, I had my ISP paybacks and decided to start taking £200 a week out, direct debit to the bank account for the broadband, which is mighty excessive. The trouble is, this was so much of a hot potato for them that I kept getting passed around departments and nobody would make a damn decision, which is left with me shouting very loud at a lot of Asians in whatever call centre they are. So things have worked out so far, touch wood. Also the workrooms, there's a load of slates up just above the double glazed window, and the double glazed window hasn't been put in correctly, which means when it rains, which it's been doing rather a lot of lately, it pours in, and I do mean pours in. It's just like drip, 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 and the place is soaking wet. So that entire wall, I'm gonna have to, once that's done, I'll rip most of it off, replaster it, and redecorate it. That's why I'm not in the office right now, because it's wet. I've been fairly busy. Still working on that Doctor Who thing. Can't say any more about that. Also got one of those last minute, it needs to be done yesterday sort of jobs for a client I've worked with a few times. Can't say anything about it. All it says it will involve lots and lots of white plasticky things. Toys, it was a toy range. So there was a lot of product readers for that to do and all this sort of stuff. But normally that's not too much of a hassle, right? But it was all had to be done yesterday, and there was about 36 different renders. And I was passed a file format for a couple of the files that they passed over that refused to open. So that made things really hairy. We managed to beat the deadline by about 5 minutes, because they had to have it in somewhere else. I can't say any more on that one. But I've been doing rather a lot of that. Let's see how much this hurts. Oh, you bastard. See, that's caffeine addiction for you. So, yeah, I've been busy with all that now. I've been trying to do a couple of messes around of personal stuff, but see, I'm having the same problem here as I had when I first moved into the house that we used to live in, Langley Park, which is basically, I have a mental block. This always happens whenever I move house. I get a mental block art-wise. What I need to do is one really good model that I'm really proud of, that I consider my best ever, right? But it hasn't got to be a client, it's got to be for me, because until I do that, I sort of lose the confidence in what I'm doing, which I know is daft, yeah. I don't put out crap, so I shouldn't. I should have the confidence, and I'm always very big on have confidence in what you're doing, but I've sort of lost that. It's probably because the house is up the eyes. We didn't get Sky TV in time. Gets put in day after tomorrow. So we've had over a month without Sky. We can't get half the channels on television. Been sitting here bored out of our heads and watching films. I did need some rest time anyway, so I've had quite a bit of rest. I've been pulling back on how much time I'm spending online, stuff like that. But there's not a whole lot of interesting stuff happened. It's all been house stuff. I've got a fair amount of work lined up. I've had to turn down a couple of jobs. One because it was, somebody says I want this particular model made, and they show you a picture of somebody else's artwork, right? Which I never like doing because it's not ethical. And so you basically start to, okay, well, we'll try and make them realise I can't do a direct copy of somebody else's artwork, And you say, well, what do you want it for? Because they just say I want a model. They don't say I want it for a game, I want it for a cinematic, I want it for this or that or the other. They just say I want a model. It turns out it was for a music video. But the crux was, the thing that made me turn it down, one, I was very busy at the time, and two was basically because they said, oh, I just want the cheapest option. I don't do cheap, right? Not that cheap. You can tell they're about 20 quid or something, they think that's a lot of money. No, not even close. I had a 0 a few zeros in the idea. But yeah, so I turned that one down. There's another one I turned down just basically because I didn't think it would be the sort of thing that would do my career much good, being seen doing models like that, so I didn't do it. What else have I been up to? Mostly just bits and pieces, to be honest. I've also went back on a hard surface thing at the moment. I don't know where this came from. Now, I started out as a hard surface modeler. I haven't done it for at least 2 years, 3 years, any serious hard surface work. So you think that you can go straight back into it, and you can't. Right? For that amount of time, you do forget. So I've been redoing a lot of stuff, just fiddles and little greebles and nurnies and things that I can use later on. I've got a couple of ideas in mind. Whether they actually come to fruition is anybody's guess, but I want to try and mix some of the hard surface and the organic stuff and things like that. To mix a traditional hard surface modelling approach with the ZBrush hard surface modelling approach, or approaches I should say. There's 6 ways of doing it. Just keeps things fresh. But it's sort of one of those, been one of those weeks. That picture back there, that's what my mother bought me in Cat for a housewarming present. I'll actually show you another couple of pictures. People very rarely see my artwork, traditional artwork. And that one up there, which you won't be able to see very well, is one of mine, pen and ink. There's one over here of Harry Houdini that I did back in '94. That's brush and ink. Can't see very well. Probably turn a crap on YouTube. But yeah, so that's about what I've been doing really. I might try and knock some more stuff out. One of these once I get out for my walks. I was supposed to be out for one last night. Could be also I was feeling ill, had a virus. I was crapping through the eye of a needle, to be honest. And 2, I thought, well, I better rest before I have my teeth out. 2, I can't do today, So what we did do yesterday is me and Kane went and put an extension wire for the router upstairs so I could run it downstairs to that laptop down there. But the thing is, the mouse I was using didn't have a wheel, right? Because the one I used to have was crap. And I don't like using those touchpad things. It's an invention of Satan. So I had to pop out today with a big load of cotton wool and my mouth dripping of blood into a computer shop, get some very strange looks, and get a wheel mouse. Because I've got an allergy to Novocaine, and it makes me go a little bit weird. I look like a serial killer, and I go very grey looking as if I'm about to drop dead, sort of on the verge of passing out and crap like that. Not exactly very macho, but hey, let's try some more coffee. See what time I've got. Ow. So yeah, it's oh yeah, bugger. I really hate teeth being pulled out. So at the moment I'm just trying to get. I'm trying to get back to the swing of things. I see I can switch it on for the work, but I can't switch it on for the other stuff. One thing I do want to say is me and Glenn had a little chat a couple of times since the last one. We've decided that Sub D is going to close. Simple as that. There'll be a statement made on Sub D at the time. There'll be about 7 days notice given, and that'll be it, because it's not needed anymore, and to be honest, we haven't got the time to run it. There's only maybe Cat and me were modding it, and Glenn was doing some as well, and that was it. And that's not enough mods for a board the size of Sub D. Some of the other mods would come on and do a bit now and again, but it wasn't regular enough, and if somebody's not moderating a board regularly, you can't rely on them. But it's not needed anymore. There's plenty of other sites out there. I think it's outlived it's had its day, it's outlived its usefulness. It's sad in a way, because it means all the resources, all the videos, all the things that use the Sub D server are all going to go missing. And people are going to realise what a big loss this is going to be once it's gone. But never mind. It's sad in a way, because I didn't want to be the last administrator of Sub D. But yeah, I'm sure a few ex-administrators will have a good few words to say about that in public. So it's magically my fault. But it wasn't. Certain people left, did things they weren't supposed to. They didn't like it. They pulled all their mates with them. That's the way it worked, right? Simple as that. That's the real reason. Let's look at how much time I've got. Right, a few more seconds. I probably won't run this to a second part because I really do feel terrible. I and I've got to try and get stuff done. So I'll see you all in the next one. I'll try and get another one done before next week, hopefully in a bit of a better mood. And I'll see you then. Bye.